everyone, welcome back to Lavendaire. So I'm a little late, but I'm gonna do the March review where I share my highlights, lessons, and favorites from the past month. So March highlights. I think the big highlight, and this happened in the beginning of March, so it felt like a while ago, but we hit 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, which was crazy because it's like halfway to a million, and I don't know, it was a very, very big number for me, and I'm just grateful. Thank you guys so much. I feel like all my dreams have come true and they're continuing to come true, so it's really, really crazy. It's just surreal. I don't know how to explain it except that it's wonderful. And another thing that I did in March was I got invited to go to Hawaii with Hyundai, and that's a vlog that you guys will see very soon, so I won't talk too much about that because you'll see the entire vlog story there. Another thing that happened this month was I got my first tattoo. I don't really think it's a big deal, but it sounds like a big deal to get your first tattoo. Actually, technically, it's not my first tattoo. My first tattoo are my microbladed brows, and then I have this little lotus with a stem on my arm, and I got it at, it's a funny story because I got it at like the Eggy brunch, so the Eggy party that Jen Im threw for her brand festival collection launch, and they were giving out free tattoos. And I know, it's so funny because it was just there, and I looked at the designs, and I really, really thought they were cute. They're just like tiny, cute, delicate designs, and a tattoo is something that I considered getting, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to get it. But because it was there, I don't know, I was feeling bold that day, and the time felt right, and the designs looked cute that I was like, why not? I think when I was younger, the idea of getting a tattoo was such a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, you're getting something permanent on your body. And now it's not a big deal anymore because the body is just temporary. So I remember Elizabeth Gilbert told a story of a friend that she had that had a lot of tattoos on her body. And she would ask her friend, like, how could you do that? How could you put so many permanent things on your body? And her friend was like, you don't understand, it's temporary. And Elizabeth Gilbert's like, what do you mean the tattoos are temporary? And she's like, no, your body is temporary, life is temporary. And so I think I kind of got that as a reminder that life is temporary, that the body is temporary, and everything's gonna be gone in the future, so live your best life now. And I love flowers. You guys know I'm very inspired by florals. I love that it's a lotus because it's like a Buddhist, spiritual-ish kind of flower in my eyes. And really, I think the beauty of flowers is that they are beautiful while they are alive, but they are temporary, like they die fast. So I have like flowers in my home right now that they last like 1 week, 1 to 2 weeks, but that's the thing about them. Like when they're here, they're so beautiful and they really freshen up your space, and basically they shine their light and their beauty while they're here, and then the next moment they're gone. So that's the general meaning of why I picked this tattoo and why I really like it, just to remind myself that me as a flower to shine as I'm alive and just create beauty as much as I can, and remember in the end that I'm gonna die, the body is temporary, and that's fine, that's beautiful. Moving on to a couple lessons that I learned this past month. I feel like I've learned so many lessons, and I wrote a lot of them down in my workbook, but a couple that I can share is something that I keep coming back to, but I always get reminded of it, is to just stop worrying about what others are doing. Don't compare yourself to others. Ultimately, just stay on your path, keep working, stay humble, and bring your light to everything that you do. So that's something that I constantly have to remind myself, to trust in the universe that everything is happening on its own perfect timing, in its own perfect way, and that I will be okay no matter what happens. Even if it doesn't seem like things are going okay, or even if I'm worried about certain things, the only thing I can do is focus on the effort that I put in and the light that I bring to my creations or to my environment. So just lead with light. I don't know if you guys remember, my theme for the year is lead with light. And a really cool thing is I recently got to interview Rebecca Campbell on my podcast. She is the author of Light is the New Black. So back in January, I mentioned that that was like one of my favorite new books that I've listened to recently. It was super cool that she took the time to come on the podcast, and we did it at like an awkward time for me because I wanted to accommodate her schedule. So it was my 1 a.m. in LA to her 9 a.m. in London, but we made it happen. And one thing that I learned from Rebecca Campbell, we each have our own personal cycles similar to the season. So you have like the spring, summers, autumns, winters. So spring and summers are like the times where new ideas are blooming, things are happening, you feel like things are in flow, you're having fun, things are going well, it's just sunny basically. And then autumn is the period of like PMS and things going wrong, frustration, things falling apart. Winter is like a cold, quiet downtime, and then back to spring when things start blooming again. And basically, we have to honor our cycles, understand that it's completely normal to go through phases of ups and downs in our life and have high energy at times, low energy at other times. And it was just reassuring to hear that, because it's true. Everybody probably does go through those cycles of seasons. And sometimes we feel guilty for being in the autumn and winter times of our lives, when we should just embrace it and understand that it's necessary to go through the autumn and winter in order to come back to spring, get re-inspired and reborn again. And so it was a really nice metaphor, and I don't know, I hope that helped you. Moving on to some favorites from the month of March. The book that I'm currently listening to on Audible is Wisdom of Sundays by Oprah Winfrey. This one is I'm not sure if it's like a written book, but what it is a collection of Oprah's interviews with different people from Super Soul Sunday. So she has like Eckhart Tolle, Michael Singer of The Untethered Soul, just all these famous authors and thought leaders on her show. To me, I feel like I just love Oprah in my life. I love always hearing her voice, hearing those teachings from her and all the people that she interviews. And a lot of the people, I would say like almost half of the people she interviewed, I've heard of them before, I've read their book. So it's nice to like refresh my mind of that person's teachings and that book that I might have read like a couple years ago. Because like Eckhart Tolle, I read A New Earth in like 2015 or 2016. So it's been a few years, and it's nice to like get reminded of these really important spiritual teachings. And sometimes you forget, after you haven't read a book for a while. So I love that this Wisdom of Sundays book is a refresher in all these different areas of personal growth. Next, some things that I've been watching at the moment. I'm still watching Hiyori's Bed and Breakfast. I'm on season 2, and I'm watching IU TV, which is like IU's behind the scenes vlogs on YouTube. So I don't know, I'm just such a huge fan of her. I find her so adorable and interesting to watch. It's basically like watching her vlogs, and it's nice because I love watching behind the scenes of like music video shoots or recording at the studio, because I love seeing how artists work. After watching the behind the scenes of a music video shoot, I'll watch the music video, and it'll make me appreciate that video so much more, because I know how much work went into it and the artistic vision behind it. And I feel like I always like watching the behind the scenes because it enhances the actual work itself. Sometimes I feel like the story is more interesting behind the scenes versus like the final artwork product, right? I don't know. That's just me. I'm also watching Terrace House, the brand new season. I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and it's hilarious. I've missed Terrace House so much. So I'm so happy that it's back. I think the season is a lot more interesting than the past season, the Aloha one. That one was pretty slow. This one, things are happening from like the first and second episode. So generally, those are my main favorites from March. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll wrap it up there. But just letting you guys know that I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here and watching, especially if you've been watching and supporting for like many years now. It's almost the 4th year anniversary for Lavendaire. So I think end of April will be 4 years with this channel, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like that long, but I think if you think about 4 years, that's a pretty long time. A lot can change in 4 years. So I just want to encourage you guys to go after what you want, do whatever you want to do, and start now if possible. The best time to start is now because you don't want to regret it in the future. You want to at least give your dreams a try. And if they're truly your dreams and you really want to make them come true, then it's going to be worth it to work really hard for them and take all the risks that you need to take in order to get there. And so at this point, like obviously I'm so grateful of where I am now, but I'm so thankful to the Aileen from 2014 who took a chance and started making videos on personal growth on YouTube, because back then there were like no people my age on YouTube talking about these topics. If there were, their channels were really, really small and I couldn't find them because I tried really hard to find channels like this one that I created today. And now, 4 years later, I see so many channels popping up on self-love, personal growth, spirituality, all the stuff that it felt so weird to talk about back then, but now it's become more and more normal, which is so cool. So I just want to encourage you guys to go after whatever it is that you want, because it's possible. And thank you so much for supporting me. I love you guys, and I promise to be back with better videos. I'm trying to just create from my source of light, and I'm trying to be as authentic as I can. Sometimes I do get stuck because sometimes my analytic side of my brain wants to do what I think will do well on YouTube, and then it doesn't do well, and I'm like, what the heck happened? So I think moving forward, I always have to lead with light, do my best to be authentic, and just trust that that will take me where I'm meant to go and not try to rush things. All right, have a beautiful day. Love you guys so much. Bye.